Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists professionals with employment contract issues. Today, I'm going to talk about whether a non-compete still applies if you're laid off. So first, if you have a non-compete that applies to you, then it's extremely likely that you've signed an employment agreement where the non-compete was part of the restrictive covenants in the employment agreement. Restrictive covenants are simply things that the professional can't do either during or after the contract is terminated. So I'm only going to talk specifically about professionals that have signed employment agreements and then which included a non-compete. So within the contract, it's going to state one, the term, meaning the length of the contract, and then two, termination, how to terminate it. So usually there's kind of four ways to terminate a contract. So one, the initial term can just end. So if you have a 3-year contract, the end of the 3 years is over with, there's no renewal language in the contract, that's it. And then the non-compete would then apply as soon as the contract's terminated. Two, by mutual agreement. So if either party said, you know what, this isn't working, let's move on. Once again, whenever that date is, the non-compete would then kick in once that was terminated. The next one is with cause. So meaning if one party is in breach of contract and fails to cure the breach, then the other party will have the option to terminate the contract immediately. Now, there are times where if the employer is in breach of contract, there'll be language in there that states the non-compete won't apply if the employer is in breach and the contract is terminated with cause. I would suggest if the language isn't in there that you put it in, or make certain it's put in there, that states, once again, if the employer is breaching the contract, fails to, we call that cure the breach or fix the breach, the non-compete won't apply. Now, kind of the last option is the one we're going to talk about the most today, and that's if the contract is terminated without cause. So that simply means either party can terminate the agreement for any reason at any time with a certain amount of notice to the other party. So most people think of being laid off is when the employer terminates the contract without cause. Now, both parties can do this with a certain amount of notice to the other. So you just have to make certain that you're providing the proper notice. If the employer does utilize the without cause termination agreement, the non-compete is still going to apply. So to be clear, even if you're laid off, which means the employer terminated the contract without cause, the non-compete will still apply. So yes, if you are laid off, it's extremely likely that the non-compete will apply. Now, there are a handful of states where non-competes are completely unenforceable. So I would check in whatever state you're in to make certain that a non-competition clause is even enforceable by the courts in that state. And then two, any state is going to only enforce non-competes that are reasonable in nature. So meaning it's specific to what is prohibited, it's specific to how long it lasts, and then it's specific to the geographic restriction. And those are the three components of any non-compete. What you specifically can't do, for how long within a specific geographic radius. Like for a physician, let's just say, let's say they're a general surgeon, it'll state you can't work as a general surgeon for 1 year after the contract terminates within 10 miles of your primary practice location. And then you can just extrapolate that out to all the different professions. So in short, yes, it's very likely the non-compete will still apply even if you are laid off, if you had signed an employment agreement and the employer utilized the without cause termination option. If you have any questions about your non-compete clause or employment agreement, feel free to contact my law firm at the phone number listed below in the description, or you can reach us through our website, chellelaw.com. If you thought this video was helpful, please like, subscribe to the channel. We release videos every single day. All right, appreciate it. Thanks.